Everyone is here to sail hard, play hard, and to celebrate in the most Corinthian spirit possible.
This is a special year for us because it is our 200th birthday, our Bicentenary. We've got a tremendous amount of people coming from all over the world to participate, and I'm sure that it'll be remembered as one of the highlights of the sailing calendar, not only this year but for many years to come. Cowes is the mecca for sailing for lots of people from not just the UK but from all over the world. We're absolutely delighted that the J-class boats are going to be with us. There's no yacht more symbolic of the great glamour of ocean and yacht racing in years gone by. They still today capture everybody's imagination as to what sailing is really all about.
The Jays are so attractive in their own way. They're magnificent, they're grand, they're like a mountain on the sea. There's a different sort of crowd of people that will come and watch. Their eyes go misty when they see such beautiful boats playing on the Solent as they do. Plus other spectacular boats will be racing. It's going to be a magic sight as they fire the gun off the squadron and they hurtle off round the America's Cup course. They'll go past Bembridge, where we hope they'll take the right course, past St Catherine's Point, the halfway mark, and then the Needles Rocks, which marks the last turning point before they set their spinnakers and come back through the Solent to finish off the squadron.
Every now and then there's an event which I think stands out head and shoulders above all the others, and I think this is really one of them.
200 years for a yacht club anywhere in the world is pretty impressive, so to be part of that and to be part of the celebration is really nice.
It's really exciting to be back sailing on the Solent. I mean, it's an awesome place to sail. I mean, it's really where, you know, we all sort of think yacht racing really began, and especially to be in a J class and being, you know, back in their sort of stomping ground from the 30s. You know, it really is a little bit of history, and, you know, we're excited to be a part of it.
First morning of the Royal Yacht Squadron Bicentenary. We're all sitting here, the 3 Js on the dock in Ocean Village, and racing's been called for the day. Pretty prudent decision, I think. We've had some typical southern England summer weather over the last few days with a few fronts rolling through, and you know, conditions out on the Solent today are getting pretty hairy. It'll be come early afternoon blowing palms out of pubs. We could see gusts well into the 30s.
You watch the weather every day and it looks like a washing machine with a big low pressure going around in circles. That's what makes it so good here in the Solent, is the big currents and the big breeze. So I'm looking forward to some good action. Hopefully we get the big girl out in front and keep our elbows out this week.
Forecast winds here were going to be gusting up to 30 knots. Therefore we very regrettably cancelled all racing for today, and the plan is to reschedule on schedule tomorrow.
We went out and unfortunately it was blowing, gusting like 27 knots for us at the top of our mast, so we all elected to be a little bit conservative and wait for a couple of hours, hope the breeze dropped, but unfortunately it just stayed up and back we came.
It's too much breeze for J boats. I think we did the right thing. It's just the way it is sometimes. The weather wins, you know.
We are greatly looking forward to going to America if Endeavour proves good enough to go.
When the J-class arrived on the scene in the early 1930s, The whole world just stood up and looked upon them in amazement. They were the big greyhounds of the sea. Their sheer size, the spectacle, the fact that they would occasionally have the accidental mast breaking, all added to the excitement. Today you get that with Formula One racing, but they were the champions of the sea.
There is a long history with the J-class boats, and part of it goes back to the America's Cup.
It was in 1851 that the Royal Yacht Squadron sent out a challenge to the entire world. Would they like to come and race around the Isle of Wight for a cup that was worth £100?
A yacht called America sailed over to Britain, turned up at Cowes and said, hey, we want to have a race. And we thought we'd win easily because it was our home turf. But in fact, America, as everybody knows, won by quite a long margin. She was faster, she was probably better crewed, and she did extremely well, and she won the race. And she took the cup back to the United States and changed the name from what it had been, the £100 Cup, to the America's Cup, and the rest is history.
When you look at the J-Class and the history of the America's Cup and Britain's history of the America's Cup, you know, this is an event that started here around the Isle of Wight in 1851, and Britain has never won it. And that's really what our team is about, Land Rover BAR. It's about righting that wrong in our maritime history, bringing the cup back home to where it belongs.
We're into it. 3-day regatta and 3 boats, so it's going to be quite fun.
The Round the Island race, it's the one everybody wants to win here. It's always a special race, and you know, it's a good one to win.
It's a 50-mile course, so there's going to be plenty of opportunity to mix it up and see you can get around the needles first and lead it home.
Three, two, one.
It was a tricky race. Lionheart was certainly on our tail. Forecast was sort of 15 to 17, but we saw up to 25, so we went around the back of the island. The sea state was pretty big, and we had wind against tides, so for a good 10 or 12 miles we were really slamming into it, and it actually we had to button back a little bit. It was full on. It's probably the most loaded I've sailed J for a while. And Ronald did a great job of keeping the boat going through the waves.
The South Coast was very wild and the water was very turbulent and it was tough on the boats. Winning from these 2 big boats, that's a great achievement, I think, so we're very proud.
The crew work was fantastic today. We had one little issue on the last bottom mark rounding as we went in to do a Mexican drop. One of the jib sheets got hung up and we couldn't jibe effectively, so we actually rolled straight around and into attack with the spinnaker still halfway down. We decided we wanted to be left maximum advantage of the current out there, tack thin onto a ley line up to the last top mark and then a lovely reach into the finish. The biggest concern and obstacle for today was the big freighter coming out through the racecourse as we were going to our finish. Not really sure, we could see it coming down Southampton Water, not really sure whether we're going to get in ahead or behind it, but it all worked out nicely.
We've got to obviously happy with the way we're going into tomorrow with a one race day. We're obviously going out there to win that. If we get another result like today, we'll be a happy bunch of yachties.
We have a wonderful evening. It's not quite over. It's tomorrow to win another race or two. And Sir Ben Ainsley, as you know, is coming to present the prizes. So let the party continue. Thank you.
Today I got the chance to sail in the last race of the Bicentenary Regatta on the J class. I was sailing on Ranger, John Williams' boat, which was just a real privilege. You know, as a youngster and all through my career I've seen the J class and never had the chance to sail on board one, so it was a real honour. It was a great team and we had actually a fantastic race against Lionheart and Velshida, and right up until the last turning mark the boats were pretty much neck and neck. So I just thought it was fantastic. I love classic yachts and certainly the J class epitomised that. What a fantastic day out.
To be here, especially the Jays started always racing in the Solent. History was made here by the Jays, and to be here again today is also very special. It's a clean sweep. We won every day. This today on handicap, the other day is also on line honors. So for us it was a great regatta.
This is the UBS Around the Island race and the J class. First, Velshida. Congratulations. Well done. And first, J class. Boshida.
If you do have a drink in your hands, I want you to drink a toast. This toast is not for our birthday. It's not for the past 200 years. It's to the Royal Yacht Squadron and the next 200 years, which have just begun. Royal Yacht Squadron, 200 years ahead.